How we at? I don't have this. And welcome. This is Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. What does that mean to you? What does it mean to me? I'll explain. We all love the NFL. We're fanatical about it. I love the Giants more than most things, more than what a normal person should love a football team. Why? Honestly, I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. Okay. Here's the truth. When I'm 2 years old, I'm at my home, maybe in a diaper, right? My mother's in the kitchen making something. My dad's in the den watching football. And I get up, wander in, and I see football, and it's like nirvana. I think to myself, and I remember this as a little boy thinking to myself, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. And he's watching the Giants because he was always a Giants fan, and he had Giants season tickets back at Yankee Stadium. And I was always Giants. And I just remember thinking to myself, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen. So I fell in love with the Giants, and I haven't missed a game since 1977. So we're approaching, amazingly, 50 years, and I loved them then. I love them now. This is what we're going to do. We have a lot to do on this program. Jordan Raanan is going to join us in just a couple of moments. He's live at Giants camp. He's waiting for media availability, so he's got the latest and the greatest, but we're going to have fun. Talk to the producers, talk about the Giants, talk about the NFL, give you some fantasy implications, give you some picks as far as, betting is concerned, because that's obviously a big deal now. And we're going to run the gamut. Again, I know you're new. I'm new to this format. It's Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. We're going to take you Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right around the 1 o'clock time till around 2 o'clock, and then Sunday evenings after the 4 o'clock games, before the 8 o'clock game, a quick emergency. Had the Giants do rest of the NFL, maybe about 30 minutes. So that's kind of where we are with this whole project right now. So I think I gave you the overview. I want to get Jordan on because I know he doesn't have a lot of time. So let's kind of flip-flop. Guys, do we have Jordan? Can we bring Jordan on now and then kind of do the Giants and the preseason, and they're healthy and the reports and all that kind of stuff after Jordan? Is that possible? All right, so hopefully they hear me. Jordan, do you hear me?
I got you, Dave. I'm right here.
You got
outside.
me.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah, beautiful. Welcome to Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. You and I are good friends. I'm so happy you can do this for me. How are you?
Yeah, I love this. Look at this project. I didn't know this was going to be multi-day. You're really just jumping in. Like, it's no like dip your toe in the water. This is full like submerged, right? Deep end.
Well, you know me. I like to work, Jordan. I'm not lazy. I like to work. So here we are. So, all right. Okay. So here's the thing. I have questions for you, and I would, sit here and BS with you for an hour and a half, but I know that you're of a time constraint, so I want to kind of respect that. And when you have to go, I'm going to keep you as long as I can. And when you have to go, just be like, Dave, I got to go.
So here's the deal. Ready?
Yeah.
When I have to go, when I get a text that they're going into the locker room, I will leave, and then I will text you with what I'm hearing in the locker room, so you're going with it right on the spot, and you have it.
Do you realize can I tell the masses what's happening here? We have boots on the ground at right there at Quest Diagnostic Center, and Jordan is going to bring his phone into the locker room with him. And if he finds out, and we don't know, and I'll ask him about this, Andrew Thomas will play, won't play, whatever it is, I'm going to bring it to you guys immediately. So this is up to the minute. We have someone within the Giants camp right now, and then
this is what they're going to get all the time, though. They know that you when I get stuff, we text back and forth, so there's a good chance, even when you're just. I tell you stuff sometimes, and I say, don't say this, live on air yet. This isn't for public consumption yet. But then when you're talking, sometimes it's informed, very strongly informed opinion. So that's
very strongly informed. So I'm going to pick your brain. I'm going to pick your brain right now. Okay. And when you have to go, just be like, Dave, I got to go and go. We'll make it informal. We won't have to have Jewish goodbyes or anything like that. So let me start with the elephant in the room. It's Andrew Thomas. Where are we with Andrew Thomas? I know you said he was out there practicing. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? That's what everyone wants to know.
Yeah, he's out there practicing. They're finishing up pretty soon. This is kind of his first real work that Brian Dable has mentioned with the, 11-on-11 live drills. So you got to think, if this is his first time getting into live drills, That seems like a lot to ask a guy who, by the way, Dave, has been a bit injury prone the last couple of years, right? He hasn't played much the last 2 years, has suffered pretty significant injuries. One was a hamstring, the other was a Liz Frank foot injury. If you have that limited reps to then push to be ready for week one, is it really worth it? That would be my question. Like, do you think it's really worth it, or is it better off,
Right.
hey, let's make sure he's ready,
Right.
give him a little bit more time, and even if he has to miss the first game or two, have him have a better chance to be ready for the final 15, 16 games and pushing
I
for
understand
week one.
that. I agree with that. My only retort would be if he's capable of playing and he's not going to do damage to the foot and he's gone through a practice and looks okay and obviously he's an upgrade over what you would play instead of him, right? I can see both sides of it, but I understand your point. You want to kind of be cautious. So walk me through this. If he doesn't play.
I'm saying this because before we get to the replacement, I'm saying this because Andrew Thomas came out last week and he said publicly he's only going to go out there if he knows he could play at the level he wants to play at.
Okay.
So he wants to be able to play at a Pro Bowl, all-pro level. And if he doesn't think one contact practice is enough, I think he's going to put a halt to it and say, look, I'm not ready. I need more time to be ready for this game.
So do you think this is more of an Andrew Thomas thing saying, you know what, maybe I shouldn't play, or the Giants brass protecting their star left tackle and saying, maybe you shouldn't play, or they're working together in conjunction?
I think in conjunction, but more than usual, this is the player having input, I think, on where he is and saying, look, I need another week. I got to make sure that we don't have the same thing because remember, he played through the hamstring injury week 1, 2 years ago. That only made it, it got worse. He, played and finished the game through the foot injury last year, needed surgery on the foot. Like, I think he's very well aware that it's for his benefit and the team's benefit to be extra cautious in this situation. So he has more input, I think, than usual.
Okay. I think that's fair, and I think it's understandable. Now, if he doesn't play, they brought in, was he with the Browns, right? Hudson.
Browns.
How much of a downgrade is that for them to go from Thomas to whatever is next up for them?
Yeah, I mean, James Hudson III, they signed him to be their swing tackle. I know people are like, oh, let's start Marcus Bowe, put him at right tackle, and then move Jermaine Illumin to left tackle, or put Bowe at left tackle. Like, they signed the guy to be the swing tackle. It makes sense to play the guy they signed to be the swing tackle, not start moving guys around for week one. And the idea with James Hudson, and I spoke to someone recently, and they're like, oh, the Browns saw he's good enough to get you through a game. He's not someone you want starting long-term. Like maybe like a game or two, he's good enough. He's a scrapper. He's physical. Clearly a downgrade, though. He's not Andrew Thomas, especially in the pass protection side. He's a little bit of a liability there. So when you're talking about, is it a significant downgrade? Absolutely. It's a significant downgrade. But the Giants need to think bigger picture here. Andrew Thomas needs to think bigger picture here. And if they have to get by a game with James Hudson, this is what they signed him for. This is what the pro personnel department decided is our solution if something happens.
Now, on a positive note, and when you got to go, you just tell me and we'll move on.
Yeah, I'm just double checking.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Go ahead. You keep talking. I'm not hearing you. We're good.
This situation is better than it was last year, right? The Giants' second, grouping of offensive linemen, the backup tackles, the backup guards, it is a better depth piece they have than they've had, correct?
Well, last year the plan was Josh Azudu that lasted one game, and they had a rough half, played better in the second half, and they just completely scrapped the plan. You would hope that they have more confidence in James Hudson Jr., or James Hudson III, I should say. They have more confidence in him, and I think they do. And he's a guy who started games in this league before. We've seen that Josh Azudu's not a left tackle, and he can't really start games in this league.
So they're in a better position than they've been in.
Slightly. I mean, it's not an ultimate solution. Yeah.
No, I get it. And at some point, Bo's going to be someone that they feel confident in. I get it. All right, tell me this. Can the Giants do this? Can the Giants do this? Can Washington slow down Malik Nabers?
One-on-one, definitely, probably not. I don't know if there's many cornerbacks in the league that can slow down Malik Nabers. And this is a good matchup for him. He did damage last time against the Commanders last year, especially that first game. I know there was a huge drop at the end, but they couldn't stick with him. Their guys, they tried, but yeah, it's a good matchup for the Giants. Malik Nabers. Now, he is not practicing today, Dave. They said they were backing off him. He had some minor back tightness, but he's going to play, and they're very optimistic. It was more like, hey, precautionary, but Sure, precautionary. You don't feel great that it's a little minor back thing. And he did miss a couple weeks earlier in the summer with the back thing. So it's just something to keep an eye on. I don't think it's any reason to panic, but definitely something to keep an eye on. I don't know how you feel. You almost like
Well, let me tell you this. If Malik Neighbors somehow can't play, kill me. All right? I mean, honestly, Jordan, if Malik Neighbors is unable to go in this game,
that might be a little extreme.
I can't even handle something like that.
That might be extreme.
I know he's going to play.
Probably
I'm not worried. Here's the thing. Let's be fair.
You probably shouldn't kill yourself. That's probably
I
a bad
don't know
idea.
that it is extreme. I think it's right along the line. But let's be honest here, okay? I mean, he's and I don't want to say a diva wide receiver, but these wide receivers are of that diva-esque, right? Like, that's kind of how they are. And you kind of have to put elbow wrap around them. You have to treat them with kid gloves, and you can't push them into situations that are overly taxing. And if there's practices he has to miss, like, you really have to manage. And I feel like the Jets have to do the same thing with Garrett Wilson. You have to manage these players who are so important, and really, you can't afford to be without. If you're the Giants and you don't have Malik Neighbors, you're a completely different football team.
Yeah, well, they can't afford to not have him. That team is not very good. They would be a bad offensive team without Malik Neighbors, right? He's the one guy that scares you. But I'll say this about him: I think this is something you should get used to. We saw a little bit last year. He's going to be on the injury report a lot. He wasn't out for a bunch of Friday practices late in the season, but he was on the field most of every one of those games when it was a minor little something late in the season. I think that's what you're going to have to deal with Malik Neighbors throughout his career. He's going to constantly be on the injury report, getting Fridays off for whatever it is.
That's
might be
fine.
Something new. It might be something old. But as long as he plays Sunday, you really don't care. Right?
I don't care at all. I mean, how many guys in the course of the NFL, timeline that we've watched, they can't practice every single day. They need time. They need maintenance. I'm fine with that.
No, I hear you, man.
Are you walking towards the locker room? Is that what you're doing right now?
I am. I'm walking towards the locker room. I got
this
the
is
call.
exciting for us here.
Yeah.
By the way,
going to give you what's that?
Can I tell you, you are the first guest on Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. You're number one. You go down in the record books as the first guy to ever join the program.
Was I the first guest on DPHO and Rothenberg? I think I might have been.
Here's the thing.
I don't remember, but I remember a conversation, and that was being said.
I hold you in tremendous regard. There's plenty of people that don't care for you. I'm not one of those people. All right, I adore you.
Oh wow, I need a list.
Well, we'll get to that, but I adore you. All right, let's go rapid fire here. Rapid fire. Can the Giants front four get to Jaden Daniels consistently in this game?
Yes, they can if they're able to stop the run. I mean, if they get one-on-one and the right side of the line is a problem for Washington, they can.
Great. Is the running game for Washington a massive concern for the Giants?
Yes, that's still the biggest concern with the defense. Can they stop the run?
Without Andrew Thomas, can the Giants' offensive line hold up for the full game?
It won't be a strength. It will be you'll have to scrap through it.
All right.
Better run the ball a lot. They'll run the ball a lot.
Okay. I think I'm good. I think you've answered all the questions I have. You're wonderful. Text me. All right. Text me as you move forward today and let me know if anything's happening. Okay. All right. I can't hear him.
Man.
All right. You're the best. That's Jordan Raanan. He's the absolute best. You can follow him on Twitter at Jordan Raanan, ESPN. He does an incredible job for us at ESPN. We love him. We thank him. He goes down record books. Like you look back at some of this stuff over the course of history, and you like who hit the first home run of the World Series, who threw the first perfect game in the World Series, all that kind of stuff. You'll look back at today, September the 5th, 2025. And you'll think to yourself, the first ever guest on Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. Look at this beautiful set we have. How gorgeous is this? When you look back, you'll think Jordan Raanan will be that forever answer. So we have a lot to do today. Subscribe. All right. I can't implore you enough. Subscribe. It's easy. There's a button. Like the guys can make. This is amazing. These guys are unbelievable. Look at that. Look at that. There's a like and a subscribe button that pops up, and you press it, and it leads you to be able to subscribe and to like or to love or whatever it is that you want. We're going to be very active. We're going to be very interactive, okay? There's going to be ways that you can send in your messages. There's going to be ways that you can send in questions. There's going to be ways that you can actually, in time, join me. We'll do a split screen, and you will join me, and we'll kind of do the conversation together. So that's where we are. We have a lot we got to get into fantasy today. We got to get into the whole gambling aspect of things today. We'll look at the Giants game specifically against Washington and analyze that. We have a game we're coming off of from last night, obviously, right? Dallas. We have a game tonight down in, where's this, Brazil? I mean, the NFL, they really are a treat, aren't they? Where is game 2 of the regular season of the NFL? Yeah, right. It's in Brazil. Because what screams American football more so than game 2 in Brazil? But here's the thing, guys. It's on YouTube. It's a cash cow. It continues to dominate in the ratings. And it's kind of saving linear television, right? Like you think about CBS and NBC and ABC and Fox and all these things. Would they even – what would you watch? Do you watch any shows on any channel now? Right? Maybe some people watch Dancing with the Stars or you watch your news, but the shows you watch are Netflix, the shows you watch are on Prime, the shows you watch are on Amazon or Peacock or any of these things. And people they've given up on watching regular Tuesday night, 8:00 like it used to be. NFL live programming, that's the wave of the future. I don't know how we got off track like this, but we did. So again, subscribe, like, we want you. And at some point, I think we're going to start to give some stuff away so you guys can get some merch from Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. All right, so here's what I want to do. Let's go through the Giants. They leave preseason, and we now morph into the regular season. I think you can argue the Giants had about as good a preseason or a better preseason than anybody. But herein lies the issue. What does the preseason mean? And here's the true, honest, tough answer to swallow. The preseason means nothing. It means nothing. Like the Giants are beating up on New England and they're crushing the Jets and they beat Buffalo and Jackson Dart and Tommy DeVito and Russell Wilson and they're dominating. And it means nothing because if Washington takes the football at their own 24-yard line and goes 76 yards and scores a touchdown, then what does it matter? They beat Buffalo. They put up 40 points against this, and they dominated this, and a pick 6 and a picked up fumble. It means nothing. So here we are, regular season. Now, that being said, the Giants are healthy, and that matters. So I know Jordan just told us that Malik Neighbors is managing some stuff, and he said it, and I would have told you this if he didn't. Malik Neighbors is always going to be managing stuff. Malik Neighbors is one of those guys that it's a back, it's a hamstring, it's a quad, it's a hip. He's a little banged up. And there are certain guys that if they're not right, you know what? I don't know that they need to be out there on Thursdays. If they're not right, do they need to be out there on Friday? Well, evidently no, because we're told emphatically he's going to play. All right, he's going to play on Sunday, and that's really the only thing that matters. So be confident in that. But so he's I guess, I don't know. What do you want to say? He's not hurt. He's managing some nagging, lingering things. Now you say, well, how could he be managing lingering things as we're approaching week 1? But whatever. I don't think it's a major concern. And like Jordan said, I think this is going to be something that rears, unfortunately, its ugly head for quite some time. Every week is, all right, is he going to play? He's going to play, but he can't go through this and he can't do this. Now, the one, obviously, that you have to be truly concerned about is Andrew Thomas. And I mean, no one is more dialed in than Jordan. His mindset is that he's probably not going to be able to play, and I have to buy into that. I mean, Andrew Thomas is probably not going to be able to play, which stinks. But here's the thing. Do you want to win this game? Of course you want to win every game. But I think some people get so maniacal about it's week 1, have to win, go out there, prove a point, win this game. And you want to win. Of course you want to win. But you can't. What's the old phraseology? You can't win the battle to lose the war, or win the battle to lose the war, or whatever, or win the war to lose the battle, whatever it is, right? So you can't risk the importance of Andrew Thomas and not think about next week at Dallas or the following week against Kansas City. You need to really think about week by week by week, but full picture, big thing. And for 1 week, can Hudson be serviceable? I guess so. I guess he can be serviceable for the 1 week. So that's kind of where we are as well. But man, if he were to play in this game, it would make you feel so much more confident. Because again, the Giants don't have a lot of great players, and you hate to say that. They don't. I mean, the quarterback is fine. Russell Wilson at this point of his career is capable. He's not elite. He's fine. The offensive line, sans Andrew Thomas, is serviceable. They're fine. They're not special. They're not great. What makes the Giants different level is two guys on the offense, more guys on the defense, two guys on the offense. Number one, Andrew Thomas. Number two, Malik Neighbors. Defensively, I mean, let's look at this thing defensively. That's why I think they take the big jump. And you can see on the screen right now, we're comparing 24 and 25. Defensively, I mean, Dexter Lawrence is an animal, but look at what you have. The secondary was so pedestrian and so just substandard in some part. These teams, you look at who you have to face: CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens and A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. And just there's so much talent, Terry McLaurin, and so much talent that if you don't have a really good secondary, they're going to run roughshod over you. So your number one, and I use that term loosely, your number one corner last season was Deonte Banks. Well, he's not your number one corner anymore. Paulson Adebo is now your number one corner, and it's huge. And I am so excited to see what we're able to get out of Abdul Carter, because I am, and I'm usually pretty cautious with this. You haven't heard me wax poetic about Jackson Dart. I haven't gone crazy with that. I'm usually pretty fair and reasonable. I think it's going to be special. I really think. I'm going to take a sip of water, so bear with me for a second. It's a live YouTube show, baby. It's Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. I think that Abdul Carter, now I've heard people say he's going to be the next Lawrence Taylor. Snip your tongue right off. I mean, don't say something like that. It's dumb. It's moronic. It's silly. It's juvenile. It's whatever word you want to use. But I think he's going to be special. Now, there's a far cry by being really good and being really special and being Lawrence Taylor, right? The Giants have had some unbelievable. I mean, Michael Strahan is a Hall of Famer. He's not Lawrence Taylor. Carl Banks was amazing. I think, and we'll get him on this show at some point soon. I think he's one of the great linebackers in the history of not just the Giants, the NFL. He's not Lawrence Taylor. Harry Carson, Hall of Famer, great player, was here forever. He's not Lawrence Taylor. So I don't like how we kind of compare, hey, this guy, if you're going to be great, like, why, if you're going to be great, do you have to be Michael Jordan? Well, you can be great and not be what Michael Jordan provides. You can be great and not be what Lawrence Taylor was. So I think you have to be very careful of that. Very, very careful of that. That being said, I think Carter's going to be special. Like, you talk about defensive rookie of the year, I think it's going to be Carter. You talk about someone that will get, I think he's going to get 10 plus sacks. I mean, rookies traditionally don't get 10 plus sacks. I really firmly believe Abdul Carter will get you 10 plus sacks this year. Now, you talk about, well, what does that mean? Trickle net. We know what Dexter Lawrence is. I will say this, and this is the insight that you're going to get on this show. I was at a Giants training camp with my ESPN radio show, and it was a closed practice, and we're walking around, and I thought to myself, and again, I haven't gone often over the years, but I looked at Dexter Lawrence and thought, this is an enormous mountain of a man. And I just wondered to myself, is he too big? And I'm not saying he is, because I don't know. And you look at some of these guys, and you look at Evan Neal, and I know Evan Neal is not the player you want him to be, but I mean, there's such masses of humanity. And I'm wondering to myself, is Dexter Lawrence too big? Is he in great shape? And again, he doesn't practice a ton and didn't play in preseason. So but he's great, and we know he's great. And it's one of the few things that I don't want to say the name, the prior GM actually got right. All right, Kayvon Thibodeau. And you look at Kayvon Thibodeau and you say to yourself, well, he's not great, but I think that's unfair, because Kayvon Thibodeau is good, and Kayvon Thibodeau may not be the best pass rusher on a really good team. But where does he rank now on this Giants team? Kayvon Thibodeau is not your best pass rusher. It's probably Brian Burns. Kayvon Thibodeau is not your second best pass rusher. It's probably Abdul Carter. So now, if I tell you Kayvon Thibodeau is your third best pass rusher, is that pretty good? I would think so. So I think you're right. You have to take it kind of with a grain of salt. When you look at him and line him up against the best tackle that the team has, and they game plan for Kayvon Thibodeau, yeah, you know what? I think it's fair to say he's not the upper echelon in the NFL. But when you say, hey, they have to worry about Abdul Carter, they have to worry about Brian Burns. I know Burns was there last year, but I'm firmly believe he was banged up and wasn't healthy, because he's been unstoppable. Jets couldn't stop him at all. When they did the joint practices, Jets could not stop him at all. So I think when you look at Thibodeau and say, as my third option, is he elite? As my first option, he's not. As my second option, he's probably not. As the third option, he probably is elite. And then linebackers. The Giants linebackers are good. And you compare last year to this year, guys, I stand by it. You have a Debo, you have Javon Holland, you have, Newman is in year 2. You have Drew Phillips now, who's hitting into year 2. And I think one of the things that was able, and you can leave the graphic up, I think one of the things that was able to keep Joe Shane employed, and John Maris said it at his post-year 3 win, another disaster press conference, was the draft last year was really good. Now, is it going to go down something like, an all-time draft? But almost every guy via last year's draft produced and was good. And if you can get that again, and if you have a good free agent class, which it looks like they did, all of a sudden, because let's be honest, the Giants talent-wise, we sat there and we watched, and people blame Dable and they blame Shane, and this stunk and that stunk. And Evan Neal's been a big miss. I'm not going to argue. Evan Neal has been a massive miss. I get it. But I don't know that there's a team in the NFL that wouldn't have taken Evan Neal with the 7th overall pick. So it feels like the talent level on this team is going from, 30 in the NFL, and it's rising up the ranks. And, I can see, and I want to give a little positivity and optimism to Giants fans right now. I can see a path. I'm going to tell you right now. Now you want to put the story time with Rothenberg up. We're going to have a lot of story time. You can do it, okay? What do I look at? I see a future here, and I'm going to tell you how. I think the defense is going to be good. I think the defense is going to be good, really good. Do I think it's going to be top 5 in the NFL? I don't know about that, but I think the defense is going to be good. So now you have a good defense, and now you have an offense which is capable. And now all of a sudden, the offensive line is a little bit better and has a little more depth. And then you add the cherry on top, and what is that? It's Jackson Dart. If you see, and again, wins and losses may not be the most important thing for this team. If you see that Jackson Dart is going to be a good quarterback, remember back to Eli Manning, way back in 2004, and the Giants brought him in at 5-4, and they brought him in, and they lost, and they lost, and they lost, and there was a game against Baltimore. Is it Baltimore? Yeah, it was Baltimore that you thought Eli Manning might die. Like, he took the most hellacious shots and was abused and was beat up. And I distinctly remember this. I think the Giants took the train to Baltimore for this game and came back, and his QBR was 0.0. I mean, zero. He was awful, terrible. And he had a lot of heat that week, and what's going to happen, and this is a problem, and maybe he's not the guy. And the next week, the Giants played Pittsburgh. And what did the Giants do? They lost. But what did he do? He was competent, and he was capable. And you thought to yourself, I got it. We have the quarterback. It's not going to translate to a lot of wins. So Eli Manning, I think we're 16 games back then, right? Came in for 7 games. He went 1-6. One win was in the last week of the season, a late win against the Dallas Cowboys, an inside handoff to Tiki Barber. He takes it in. Giants win that game. He won 1 game. But what's more important than that? When the season ended, you said to yourself, we have our quarterback. And now you build around that. And we're hopeful that you get to the end of the season and you can look your buddy in the eye and say, we have our quarterback. And if that's the fact, if Carter is good and Neighbors continues to be what he's been, and the offensive line's a little better, and Thomas can stay healthy, and you get to the end of the year and you say, we have all these pieces in place, and Javon Holland is good, and Okereke is good, and Banks is serviceable. Because I get it. I'm not going to lie to you. He's not great, but Adebo is good, and he's going to be here for a while. And my God, all these pieces are starting to make you feel a little more confident. And then you say, and on top of all that, we have our quarterback. What do you do this offseason? You build. That's what you do this offseason. You build. And how do you build? Well, defense looks pretty good. And you have the quarterback, and you have the left tackle. So what do? Weapons. That's what you do. Weapons. Remember Plaxico Burress? Remember how good he was for Eli? Remember Amani Toomer? Remember how good he was? Remember Kevin Boss when they drafted him, and he was young, rookie year, makes big plays down the stretch? If you can start to stockpile a more talented offense around a quarterback that you believe is good on a rookie contract, mind you, all of a sudden, things slowly start to morph into place. So I think you have to be very excited about the potential. And it's more the future of what it can be than even what it's going to be now. Now, look at the set. Look at what we have here. It's beautiful. Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. It's a gorgeous setup. And I know you look at me and think to yourself, boy, this guy's talented. And you'd be right. I'm very talented. but I can't do it all alone. And I want to introduce to you and bring them on air and have a little fun with the guys behind the scenes on the show. Because if you ever listen to my radio show, you hear that the behind the scenes guys we bring on and we have fun and we, really make it kind of a zoo kind of a show. I want this to have a similarity to that. So let's bring on, without any further ado, Nico. Nico, pop on the screen, say hello. Tell us about yourself. You have a very pretty face. I know you're tied down with this very serious girlfriend, but I'm a big fan of yours early on in this process already. That can change. It might change, but right now I do like you very much. Tell everyone about you and what makes you tick. Tell the people.
Nothing. I mean, I love the Giants.
Now, here's the problem, Nico. Can I interrupt you for a moment?
Oh, yeah.
I think this is a sizable problem. I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No. I know you're talking. And that's great, and I love it, but I can't hear you. So if you could remedy that little piece of issue, that would be an absolute treat.
Why can't you hear me?
So this is great. So I can't hear you at all. Is that accurate?
You cannot hear me at all.
I mean, I can hear you from down the hallway, but I can't hear you through my headset, which you'd think would be the most important thing.
The people can hear you. Pop back on your headphones.
All right. See, here's the beauty of me doing the show like we do the show. You're going to see behind the scenes crap. Right? I do my radio show. Even my radio show is not the most professional thing. We mess around all the time. We have fun, and we let you see the flaws. Well, we're going to let you see the flaws here. And this is one of the flaws, and that is I couldn't hear him. And now I'm able to hear you.
There you go.
There you go. See, I get this other AirPod out of here. My goodness. Oh, there we go. All right. So what makes you tick? Tell me about you.
Nothing.
Nothing makes you tick. You know what?
It's great
we bring you on. The people get to hear what makes you tick. Your response is nothing. Great. All right. Good. We're thrilled to hear. No, come on. You're a Giants fan?
Giants fan, Islander fan, Yankee fan, Ranger fans, Met fans make me tick.
All right. So we match up Mets. I'm a massive Mets fan.
Yeah.
Tong makes his second start tomorrow. Sproat's going to make his first start on Sunday. McLean looks like he's going to be an absolute animal. So we have that together. Islanders, you said?
Yeah, die hard.
That's really gross. I'm sorry about that. And you know what?
I mean, we have similar amounts of cups. Yours just took 55 more years.
Right. You know what's great though for me? Yeah, you don't remember because you're a child, so you would have no recollection of this. You've heard of 1994, right?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, great. So you know what happened in 1994?
I did, yeah.
Tell the people what happened in 94.
I believe you guys won the Stanley Cup.
Right. The Rangers won the cup. What year were you born?
2003.
2003. So you were born 20 years after the Islanders were winning Stanley Cups, correct?
Correct, yeah.
All right, so you have, like, the Stanley Cup to you have no recollection of what anything like that would be like, right?
I have no idea what happiness is, no.
Right. So you're like being a 15-year-old Yankees fan who has no idea what winning a World Series, in fact, is like, correct?
Correct.
All right, but I don't want to get off on the wrong foot with you. I like you, and you work hard, and you're good. Now, here's the problem. There's another one of you. Not you, but we have Steve. And Steve is also talented and good. Steve, there you are. And you may just have a more attractive face than Nico. I got to be honest. Okay. Yeah. And when you're not wearing your Invisalign, which is very disconcerting, you have.
I took it off for you.
I appreciate that. Now, is there? I want to get to the bottom of what makes you tick. Are you a Giants fan?
No, not at all.
Who do you root for?
JETS, baby.
All right. So I want to. You know what?
That makes you tick.
I'm not gonna make you feel badly. I mean, your life is tough enough. People say the Giants stink and the Giants have stunk, but the Jets are an unmitigated disaster.
Even worse than a dumpster fire,
yeah, they're terrible. So I'm not gonna make fun of you for that. Rangers,
Islanders,
Knicks.
Yes.
Okay, we got the Knicks.
My big one.
That's your big one.
Orange and blue.
So all right. So this is the thing, and people ask me on my radio show all the time. What is the team that you would take a championship over all others? For me, it's the Giants. For you, it's the Knicks?
It's easily the Knicks.
So it's all right. So I'm going to pose a question for you. If I said to you, you can get 2 Stanley Cups for the Islanders or 1 Knicks championship, what are you taking? 1 Knicks
championship. It's not even close.
3 Islanders go back to back to back.
Keep going.
4.
Keep going.
All right. The same year, the Islanders and the Jets win championships or the Knicks win. What are you taking? So now we've gotten to that Sophie's Choice moment, haven't we?
I'm still taking the Knicks, man.
All right. Can you bring Nico on? Can you make this like a little 3 by? Yeah, look at technology.
I am absolutely
technology
right now.
Is unbelievable.
Dude,
I am so impressed with you guys. I am so impressed with you guys. All right. So you tell me. So you're bothered by that, right, Nico? You have a real problem with that?
Absolutely ridiculous.
Fine.
Yeah, you know what? Steve is his own man. He
No,
doesn't
it's
answer to
Stand
you.
by my own opinion.
Yeah,
That's
he
the
stands
wrong
by his own
opinion.
opinion. So you tell me now, what's your number one team? If you could have any of your teams win a championship, who would it be?
I would have the Yankees, Knicks, and Giants not play for 30 straight seasons to see one Islanders Cup.
Okay, so you have a problem. So you're me.
There's an
you're the
issue.
Islanders
We have an
version
issue
of
here.
me.
I
All
would
right. So
I would do a lot for that.
would you cut off a small finger? This finger, would you cut it off? The pinky finger.
The pinky?
The pinky. Live on the show.
I-
In fact, maiming, maybe next week, we maim you on the show. If I could guarantee you an Islanders Stanley Cup, would you cut off a pinky?
I would cut off the pinky.
You'd cut off
Can
the
I
pinky.
do it?
And I'm not even doing it for the show either. Like,
No, I
mean it.
respect
Can I
that.
cut it off?
I respect that. So, okay, so you'd cut off the pinky. All right. Would you cut off both pinkies?
Both pinkies is a little rough.
Fair. Would you cut off solely your little toe? Little baby toe?
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
Equilibrium could be an issue. Like you could teeter.
I'll figure it
and-
out. I'll wear like a prosthetic.
Okay. All right. I just want to see where we're at. Now, here's what I want to do. All right. Every week, I need to look at some notes and some stuff, so I apologize for looking down, but it's a necessary evil of the show. All right. Every single week, I want to, or every show, actually, I want to grade you guys and say who wins. So it's a healthy battle. Now, I don't want you to bludgeon each other because Steve's bigger, and I think he would probably pummel you, Nico.
Yeah, he
but
might.
what I would like to have happen is at the end of every show, as we're queuing up the music and fading off into the sunset and saying goodbye, what I would like to have happen is for me to say, winner today, Steve, by technical knockout, or Nico won, so that I keep a healthy competition and I keep you guys on your toes. Do you sign off on that? Is that
Sure.
okay?
Yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
If Steve's
All right,
okay
good.
losing.
Yeah,
Oh, see, I like the
we'll see how
confidence.
that goes.
But here's the problem. I'm big fans of both of you guys. You're going to be part of the show, and I just want to make sure that you understand that this is a real competition going on right now.
Yeah.
All right? Yes?
Yep.
Great.
Gotcha.
Who do you find, Steve, be honest now, who do you think is a better producer, director, you or Nico?
I think that Nico is definitely better on the producer side.
Oh.
I will give him that edge.
Uh-huh.
I'm an honest man. If I'm a Knicks fan, I got to be an honest man.
Mhm.
So I definitely will give Nico that edge on the producing part.
Wow, that's, you know what?
I'm flattered.
He might win just for honesty today. You might be better, but just his pure honesty might lead him to a win. Do you know about my unbelievable prognostication skills? You guys familiar with that at all?
Enlighten me.
Enlighten me.
Well, it's so sad. You'd figure, dude, I'm a big deal. All
I
right?
watch
I'm
you.
a big deal. I'm a big deal.
We're
All right.
We're early 20-year-olds. You're on early.
Yeah, but 9:30 in the morning is early. 9 o'clock in the morning is early.
For some.
Come on.
For some.
It's pathetic. The next generation, I weep for you guys. But all right, let me explain. So I can look at a game, analyze it, and typically get it wrong. But the beauty of Dave Rothenberg's Giants obsession is this year is going to be different, right? We have a new backdrop. We have a new camera. We have interns and producers and all sorts of stuff. So we're going to really make this thing work. So away we go. I'm really good at picking games. I haven't been, but this year, and I got a 3-pack for everyone later. We're going to go through the fantasy aspect of everything. So I'm going to bid adieu to you guys, and we will come back. I want to get into the Commanders a little bit about what worries you and what doesn't worry you. Guys, let's be honest. The Commanders' offensive line is not very good. They're just not. Now, what the problem with that is that Jaden Daniels, like you saw last night, there were times that the Cowboys got to Jalen Hurts, but they couldn't get to Jalen Hurts, right? They break through, they beat the Eagles offensive line, they line him up, and he's shifty, he's elusive, and he makes a move, and he's gone. That's the issue. You could beat your one-on-one block, get in, and Jaden Daniels is just, quite frankly, is just a different animal. He's a real problem. So if he's able to break free and make plays with his feet and buy time, that's your concern. McLaurin is good, but McLaurin just showed up last week, right? I mean, it's not, the running back situation, they have a running back that we didn't know existed until about 10 days ago. They call him, Bill. There's like a 3-name something, Crowley something, and they just like, no, you know what we'll do? To make it easier, we'll call him Bill. They have Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler is not a young running back at this point of his career. His best days are behind him. So it all starts with Jaden Daniels. And Zach Ertz is a pain in the ass too. I think I could say ass, right? I think so. So he's a pain in the ass as well. But it all starts with Jaden Daniels. That's what makes them special. You saw the run they went on last year. What makes them special is Jaden Daniels. If you get to the end of this game and you say, boy, Jaden Daniels was good. It wasn't great. Jaden Daniels was good. I like the Giants' chances to win this game. If we get to the end of the game, it's like, oh, my God, Jaden Daniels is special. Jaden Daniels is great. Giants aren't going to win this game. But Washington's defense is not great. Now, I know the Giants' offense is not great either, but can the Giants pick up first downs? And, again, the thing that Russell Wilson does well is he throws a great deep ball and he checks down well. So you may not get a lot of Theo Johnson 8, 10, 12-yard passes over the middle because, quite frankly, I don't – and I'm not making fun of him. I don't think he sees downfield all that well. Like I don't think that Russell Wilson at 5'10" can look over the line and say, all right, I have Theo Johnson open on the right that I can hit him, because I don't think he can really see over the line. But he throws a really good deep ball and he checks down well, and we'll see how elusive he is. Jaden Daniels is a problem. Jaden Daniels is – I don't want to use the word great yet because it's been 1 year and that's very premature, but Jaden Daniels has the potential. And in the postseason last year, he was great. He was great against Detroit. He was great against Tampa. I mean, they went on the road. They went on the road against a 15-win Detroit team and beat them. Philadelphia was better. I mean, from top to bottom, but Philadelphia was better than Kansas City, and Philadelphia was better than Washington, and Philadelphia was just better than, really not easy to say, than everybody last season. So Washington will go as far as Jaden Daniels takes them, and they're well coached and they have a home field advantage. But to me, that's your big question. Like, what does he do? If you told me that Jaden Daniels was okay, I think the Giants have a real chance. If you told me Jaden Daniels is pretty good, I think the Giants have a real chance. If you told me Jaden Daniels is great, they're not going to have a chance. They're just not, because his great compared to the Giants' great is different. If Russell Wilson is Russell Wilson great, it's not the same level as Jaden Daniels great. So it's just not. It's different. And I have to be honest with you guys, and I always am. All right, I'm going to bring my phone up here so I can see this. What I've done, because I like to do work for you guys, okay? And what I've done here is done some work over the last couple of days of the best, and I'm not going to give you, like, play Jaden Daniels. Every idiot plays Saquon Barkley. Every idiot knows that those are the guys we're going to play. What I've done is I've kind of done a little bit of real research and in-depth work. I'm going to give you who are the maybe under the radar guys a little bit that makes sense for you guys to play in your fantasy league this week. So let's do that. We'll start with quarterbacks. Okay, guys, you can bring it up on the screen. I want to get to the quarterbacks right now. So I'm not going to give you the obvious ones. I think that's disrespectful. It's wasting my time. It's disrespectful to you. You're too smart for that. But I want to give you three guys that I think they're good quarterbacks, but I think they're going to have big weeks this week, and I think maybe some of them possibly fly under the radar a little bit. We start with Baker Mayfield. It's a great matchup, okay? That Bucs offense is really good. Really, really good. And I think that you need to be aware that, I mean, Mike Evans is a star wide receiver. And Ibuka, and that's a name to keep an eye on, and I'm sure he's not available in any fantasy league right now. But Ibuka, the kid out of Ohio State, is a real special receiver. And Chris Godwin is not available for this game. So they have a real good running back, Bucky Irving. And Mayfield has become slowly kind of morphed himself into being one of the better quarterbacks in football. I know it's a weird thing to say because he wasn't great early in his career, but he's been a reclamation project, and he's really good. So what is he going to be? I think he's going to put up a big – I mean, I look at 2 or at least 2, if not 3 touchdowns, and he can run a little bit, and you'll get a productive outing from Baker Mayfield. Trevor Lawrence is another guy. I mean, you got Travis Hunter there, and he's a receiver. Travis Hunter, he'll play a little corner, but he's a receiver. I mean, Brian Thomas is a star, and he has a new head coach in Liam Cohen, and Carolina's defense is not good. So I really do. I think Trevor Lawrence is a really good play this week. And Kyler Murray, I think what you have to look at a lot is the matchup as well as just the player. And Kyler Murray has a good matchup. They're on the road in New Orleans. The Saints defense is not very good. I know the crowd and the noise, and that could become an issue, but they're not very good. Their defense is just not. And Kyler Murray and Harrison apparently have a really special, like, working relationship now, and how he can get him the football. And Trey McBride is a star. And Gannon is good. Like, Gannon was weird when we first were introduced to Gannon, but Gannon is really good. So those are my 3. It's Mayfield, it's Lawrence, it's Murray. We move on to running backs, okay? What running backs kind of, and again, I'm not going to give you Bijan. It's stupid. I'm not going to do that to you. I think you're better than that. I'm better than that. So the 3 guys I want to give you here this week, Jonathan Taylor. It's a good matchup, okay? The Miami defense is certainly not great. They're not physical. They can be pushed around. Taylor's a star. He really is. And if you remember last year, Jonathan Taylor was like the number one running back taken in a lot of drafts in the draft, and he didn't live up to the hype. And he was certainly a first-round pick. This year, you got him in round 3, right? Round 2, round 3, even round 4 in some drafts. He's good. It's a good matchup. Play him. Chase Brown's great. He really is. He showed you last year how good he is. That offense, they have so many weapons, so many components. The quarterback is great. Jamar Chase is great. T. Higgins is terrific. Chase Brown is just another line in that. They're an elite offense. They have a good matchup against Cleveland. Chase Brown is a terrific start. And there's no one more consistent. I gave you Kyler Murray at the quarterback spot before. There's just nobody more consistent than James Conner. He's a terrific elite running back, and he gets the football. He gets the football on the goal line. He'll catch 3 or 4 passes. So my trio, as far as the running backs are concerned, are Taylor, you have Chase Brown, and of course you have James Conner. So that's the trio as far as running backs are concerned. Wide receivers, I like, and I'm not typically crazed about the rookies, but I do have a couple of rookies to give you to play here. I think he's going to be dynamic. And what I also like about Carolina is it's going to be a high-scoring game. Okay, Jacksonville, Carolina, I think it's going to be a real high-scoring game. Well, Ted McMillan was a top 10 draft pick. Kid out of Arizona, top receiver off the board in this past draft, and they love him. All right, you really saw a better version of Bryce Young when he came back after he was benched last year. There was a lot of discussion of trade Bryce Young, get rid of him. He's no good. I think he is good. And now he has Ted McMillan as a weapon. I think he's going to have a big week 1. Now, this is not an every week thing. We're going to do this weekly, so I'll give you a little insight week to week. Marvin Harrison, he disappointed me last year, to be frank, but sometimes there's growing pains. And I think this is going to be a year that you're going to see really big stuff from Marvin Harrison. And another guy was under the radar last year, but the quarterback has kind of established himself, and he's now their alpha receiver. That's Courtland Sutton. Courtland Sutton is terrific. He is. And Bo Nix and he have a really good rapport, and I think he's going to do really good things. So, again, it's McMillan, it's Marvin Harrison, MHJ, if you want to be one of the cool kids, and it's Courtland Sutton. And that's the trio that I would kind of go with. Not that other guys aren't good, but I'm giving you kind of 3 that I really like here. Tight end, I go back to a rookie, Tyler Warren. I think he's going to be a start. And having seen Daniel Jones for so many years, he loves to throw to the tight end. He loves to have Daniel, no quarterback loves 3rd and 7. Having to move the chains. Let's hit the tight end for 5 yards more than Daniel Jones. So if you're a fan of the Colts, yeah, that sucks. But you're a fan of your fantasy team, pile those babies on. 7 catches, 52 yards, 1 touchdown. Tyler Warren, I like him a lot. I'd play him. Evan Ingram, it's just former Giants, right, that have haunted you. Evan Ingram, it pains me to say Evan Ingram is a good tight end. The first-round draft worthy, a lot of drops with the Giants. We get it. But he was good last year on Jacksonville. He's been good on Jacksonville. He's been good since he left the Giants. And I think there's a really good landing spot for him, So he winds up with Denver. I think Bo Nix will use him as a security blanket. He's not an inline blocker. He's not Rob Gronkowski. He's going out to catch passes, and I think he'll probably do it pretty effectively. I like Ingram. And my last guy, Hunter Henry. I think Drake May takes a real step this year, and I think you want to keep a really close eye on that. So, that I like it. I like that a lot. What do we have here? Oh, we have comments. I wonder if we have any comments that we can get to. Let's bring in Nico again. So that's kind of the overview of what we're going to do. Nico, Steve, come on in. Do we have any comments? Is there any interaction that we have from people that we can kind of tackle any of these questions?
Let's see.
We got some comments.
We have some comments. I can. We got a comment over here on YouTube.
Tell me.
How long until Scadaboo takes over the backfield?
You see what's happening. The show is really becoming popular instantaneously. Do you feel that, Steve?
Oh, I feel it. I feel it right through the screen.
I know. There's a heat. Do you feel the heat?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel
the heat in here. I'll tell you that.
Miko, you feel the heat?
I feel it.
All right. So
there's no AC. I feel it.
How? Yeah, there's not because of power. The whole thing. We don't need to get into that. But how long until Scadaboo takes over as the? Scadaboo is not going to take over as the number 1 running back. I don't know that I ever, to be completely fair with you, that I ever see that. But I think there's going to be a Scadaboo package. I think he's going to be an effective, back out of the backfield in the passing game. I think he might wind up being a short yardage guy. I look at Scadaboo as, because he's not a big guy, and the way he runs, you can't give him the football 25 times a game. But can there be a package where he touches the ball, I don't know, 10 times a game? Absolutely. 12 times a game, like 3 receptions, 6 carries. Absolutely. A goal line, gets in, scores a touchdown, runs over the linebacker. Absolutely. So what I want you guys to explain, because some of this technology stuff is beyond my purview, but why don't you guys explain? Well, firstly, do you have any more questions or comments that you want to throw my way and we can react off of?
We have 2 more comments.
All right,
one
great.
In the favor of both of us. We got the first one coming in from Ryan Bell. That producer Steve is killing it today. Dave.
You know him, don't you? You have to know him. He's
Never
a
met
friend.
this guy in my life.
Yeah, you know him. He's probably your roommate. Ryan, you're a fraud. All right, let me say that right now. I don't like the looks of you. You're a fraud. You know Steve, and that's why you're doing it. I don't want that comment. That's garbage. What else you have?
We have another one.
Yeah.
Producer in the maroon is doing great today.
Oh, come on. You know what? This is your family. And that's the same guy that asked the Scatterbo question. You guys stink. All right. Explain to people how in fact this works. How can people get involved, make this interactive with them?
Want to go, Steve?
Yeah.
So basically, you're going to go in the comment section on YouTube. You post your comments there. We can see it as a producer. Dave cannot see anything, nothing at all. So we do it all, and then we're going to do questionnaires. You ask him questions to stump him. We're going to do that in the future as well.
Yeah.
Give him questions to stump Dave. We love to embarrass Dave. It's
Right.
my new favorite thing. So
that's terrible. I'm not treated fairly or nicely or kindly. So can I explain something to you people? You guys can stay here and I'll explain this to you guys. I'm not treated well at home. I'm not treated well at work at ESPN. And I'm not really treated all that well here either. So I guess you guys are just falling in line of I'm treated poorly wherever I go. But that's fine because I'm a talent. Talent wins out. All right. I want to give you my picks this week. Okay. So I'm going to open up my phone again because I have them here. And I do not want the guys to give me any information here. I want to hold that until I give you my 3 picks. So here's my 3 picks for week 1. You can make some money, and that's going to be a really good look for you guys. All right, so here's what we're going to do. One game that I really like. These are 3 games, and I'm going to read you these games, and then they're going to pop up the screen to make it look pretty, okay? The first game I like it's a great game, too. Sunday, 4:25, Detroit +2, and I'll tell you why. All right. To me, Detroit's flying under the radar, and everyone is in love with Green Bay. And again, it's a new season. I get it. You remember what Detroit did last year when they went into Green Bay? They pummeled them. All right. The running game is going to be just as good. And I know there's a lot of concern about the offensive coordinator is new and the defensive coordinator is new, but the talent is not. And the talent is still there. And Jahmyr Gibbs is great. And Amon-Ra is great. And Montgomery is great. And Goff is very good. And Sewell is great. And their defense is healthy. I like Detroit. I like them a lot. +2. I talked about Mayfield, talked about Ibuka, talked about Mike Evans. Tampa's a really good football team. I don't know what Penix is. I'm uncertain of that. I'm going to take Tampa, lay the 1.5 on the road in Atlanta. And my third and final one, you ever look at a spread and it makes so little sense that you say to yourself, I don't know. It makes no sense, but it makes no sense that it makes sense. How is Baltimore on the road in Buffalo favored by a point? I find that to be kind of confounding. And for that reason, and I like Baltimore a lot this year. These are my 2, not even including Kansas City. These are my 2 teams in the AFC this year, Buffalo, Baltimore. I'm going to take Baltimore, and I'm going to lay the 1. So now you guys can throw it up there. Detroit +2, Tampa -1.5, and Baltimore -1. Those are my 3. And what we're going to do is we're going to have fun with this, and we're going to keep the record and let you know. And, if Steve gets his way, I'll be embarrassed, and we'll finish the season at like 13-27. But talent wins out, and I think my record overall will wind up being pretty good. We only have a couple minutes left, amazingly enough. We've run through this almost entire first hour, but here's the beauty. We're going to be on Sunday at about 7:30 Eastern time. We're going to be on Monday at 1 o'clock Eastern, Wednesday and Friday, and Sunday and Monday and Wednesday and Friday. Make that your mantra. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And we're going to bring you content. We're going to have good guests. We're going to have a lot of conversation. We're going to have reaction. And I tend to be kind of guy, I can lose my cool. I can get crazy. Like Giants lose this game 37-10, and you're going to get a wild Rothenberg. Hence, Dave Rothenberg's Giants obsession. What's my worry? I'll tell you what my worry is. My worry is that the Giants schedule in some bizarre world is so difficult that it's at Washington, at Dallas, Kansas City, Chargers, Philly, Denver, Philly, San Francisco, Washington again, Dallas again. I mean, it's a very New England, Chicago. It's a really unforgiving schedule. That concerns me. I think this is a better football team than they've been. In fact, I don't think it. I know it. This is a better football team than they've been. Does that translate to wins? And what scares the death out of me, this is not baseball where you play 30 games. You're like, all right, we're 15-15, but there's 130 games to play. This is the NFL where every single game has so much meaning. Could the Giants start out 1-5? They could. And if they do, that's a massive concern. My reasons for hope, they're better. Giants are a better football team. They're a more talented football team. Abdul Carter might wind up being a great player. Okay, their defense has more depth. You have young guys that are now hitting into year 2 and year 3. Offensively, I mean, Malik Neighbors hits year 2 with a better quarterback, right? Think about this now. Malik Neighbors was really good, special good, with an awful quarterback situation. It won't be that case this year. I think the quarterbacks will at least be competent. Theo Johnson, year 2. Russell Wilson throws the deep ball well. They have speedy receivers. So, again, I'm not sitting here telling you playoffs. I don't believe that. I'm not sitting here telling you 9 wins. I don't believe that. But do I believe this is a better team? I do. I believe this is a better team. Prediction for this game, you could say, Rothenberg, you're crazy. You might be right. I just might be, like Billy Joel said. But you know what? 24-20. Giants go into Washington and shock everybody. And what's going to happen Sunday night? We'll be back and do this all over again. So like us, subscribe to us. You see it on the screen. It's right there. Like us, subscribe to us, talk to us, comment to us, the whole thing. I'll be back Sunday night around 7:30 Eastern. This, my friends, as it always will be, moving forward now, Dave Rothenberg's Giants Obsession. Thank you.